In recent years, the city has become more famous for potholes and traffic jams, but Nairobi is fast regaining its past glory as the city in the sun. A green transformation has slowly seen Kenya's capital city turn into a more attractive place to both existing as well as potential investors. The Nairobi City Council has embarked on an extensive beautification exercise geared to put Nairobi in the echelons of some of the most attractive cities in Africa.
So far, beautification has many elements. We have the urban afforestation, which is an element in terms of green cover for the city, which is aesthetically good and also good for the climate, in that the vegetation is able to absorb the poisonous air from the environment.
The Cleanup Project is a public-private partnership between the Nairobi Central Business District Association, the National Environmental Management Authority and the City Council of Nairobi. This partnership has been described as a winning model of teaming private enterprise with government institutions.
All these initiatives about beautification, they cannot succeed without the input of private sector. The buildings that you see around here, the work that you see behind me, the planting of trees, the painting of buildings, people taking up their own frontages to take the beautification initiative forward, making your pavements in front of your buildings proper, paving them with proper paving. When you go to residential areas, people taking up the greening initiative. That is all a private sector initiative, and I think it cannot happen by a city council doing it alone.
Yeah, the purpose of the trees actually, they control the carbon sink or the carbon cycle. So if we have many trees, definitely in an environment that has many trees, there are a lot of advantages to it.
To complement the tree planting project by the council, there's also the ongoing painting and marking of roads, numbering of the city's buildings and renovation of city clocks within Nairobi.
We're even focusing even on other aspects of beauty and aesthetics. Things like street lighting. The drainage is being cleared at James Gishuru. We want to use it as a model of what the city ought to be. There are road markings, the roads are being marked, the bumps and everything. So essentially what will come up is an urban design or landscaping, which is going to be used by all property owners and which is going to be replicated in the entire city.
The City Council has also formulated and implemented a policy on private sector involvement in solid waste management to reduce garbage in the city, as well as introduce bylaws geared to ensure a clean environment.
The city of Nairobi generates 2,400 tons of garbage, which is a huge challenge for us. And not all of this is garbage. Some of it could be recycled by the city residents, and some of it could also be reused. So our environment department is engaging in such activities to ensure that the garbage generated is reduced.
Nairobi City serves as the administrative and financial hub of the country and currently hosts over 10% of Kenya's total population. With this growth, public social amenities have become a major challenge.
You know, as a country, we're really suffering a lot from, I don't know whether I would like to call it the dark ages, when we had no respect for public amenities. And I'd like to bring it this way. If you go and look at some of the estates that were done earlier, they actually left open spaces for football, basketball, and recreation. But with the greed that we had at the time, we looked at these as opportunities to grab plots.
Before the advent of the city's beautification exercise, Nairobi had over the last 2 or so decades witnessed a marked degeneration in various aspects of its planning, key among them traffic congestion and mushrooming of uncontrolled and haphazard buildings in the city.
The bigger problem is we do not have a serious mass transport system in our city. We do not have buses. We do not have a rail system underground and above. And therefore, so many of us are using our personal vehicles to come to town. If you ever study within the traffic that you sit, you'll notice that in all those individual cars, you have 1 or 2 people maximum. So the area occupied by 4 cars, if you put a bus in that particular place, you'd be talking about covering 200 people.
While traffic congestion still remains a problem for Nairobi motorists, city planners have begun implementing programs to reduce this wastage, from increasing the parking rate within the central business district as well as relocating public bus terminals to outside the city centre.
Traffic congestion was a headache, and is a headache not only for the city but for the entire country, bearing in mind that 60% of the GDP is generated within Nairobi. So traffic congestion is a major nightmare in the city. But the City Council, for the last 1 month, came up with a program of decongesting the city. And if you go through the CBD right now, it's decongested. For instance, look at the bus queues at Kencom, from all the way from LSLS Avenue. Moi Avenue has been opened up as a result of that. Now there's very high mobility along Moi Avenue. There are no queues at Kencom bus stop.
According to the city's business community lobby group, the beautification exercise does not only have the aesthetic effects on the city's residents and visitors, it also has a functional aspect of stimulating investments due to the attractions of a good business and healthy environment.
Yes, our CBD is very clean. I know our city council is working very hard despite the various challenges that they may have, but we are bound to be one of the cleanest cities now. In terms of security, yes, we have hiccups, but NCPDA has sat down with the Commissioner of Police and he has assured us that it is going to be his priority. At the same time, as I have told you, we have projects in place that are going to be in place to improve the perception of security in Nairobi in terms of what we have and in terms of methods of policing.
Any business person wants a clean environment. They want a conducive environment where they can think of business strategies and other things. They want their garbage to be collected. They want to find clearly marked roads which show them where they are going and how they are, and they want to find traffic lights, places to park. And the council has been able to do that. So whatever we've done, we are certain that we have been able to bring in a lot of investments.
While admitting that a lot is still required, stakeholders feel the city's planning course has improved in the last 5 years, a factor that has greatly enhanced the city's image globally. And the City Council now hopes that Nairobi can soon look forward to reclaiming its status as the city in the sun.